When should you retire? Most of us will be faced with this question at some point, but there are some things to carefully consider before quitting work. Simply put, you'll probably want to retire when you have enough money, but when exactly is that? Retire too early and you have a high chance of running out of money, possibly at an age when you can no longer go back to work. On the other hand, some people will tell themselves that they'll keep working just a little bit longer, leaving less time to enjoy the things that are important to them. Let's take a look at some of the biggest concerns that will help you decide when you should comfortably retire. My name is Chris, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you're interested in improving your financial future, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this video is helpful. Will you have enough income to retire? This seems like an obvious question that should be pretty cut and dry, but there are many variables that make it a little hard to answer. Most people think of a dollar amount of money they'll need saved up when considering how much they need to retire, but really, it's the income you'll receive that really matters. Someone who has a large pension and no personal savings might be better off than someone who has $500,000 saved up. As a rule of thumb, experts suggest that you need roughly 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement income to sustain the same quality of life during retirement. Some expenses will go down as you age. For example, you probably don't have any dependents and you might have your home mortgage paid off. Conversely, you can expect some expenses to go up, such as healthcare and leisure. This estimate will also change depending on how you'd like to live during retirement. Are you happy being frugal or do you enjoy spending money? When can you collect Social Security? Social Security is supposed to replace about 40% of a person's pre-retirement income. This won't be enough without other income sources in most cases, but it's certainly an important part of the picture. Social Security benefits are based on your 35 highest earning years. The average benefit amount for an individual is $1,543 per month, with the maximum benefit at the full retirement age of 66 and 2 months at $3,148. You can get a good estimate of what your benefit will be at the Social Security Administration website. Anyone who qualifies for benefits can begin collecting at age 62, but when you begin taking those benefits depends on multiple factors. If you take them at age 62, you'll receive a smaller monthly amount for a longer time. If you wait until full retirement age, your monthly benefit will be significantly more. Filing at age 62 also means that you can only earn about $19,000 per year, so if you plan on working, this could be a problem. Once you turn 65, there is no longer an income limit and you can essentially earn any amount. How much do you need saved? Since most retirement planners believe that you'll need 80% of your pre-retirement income, you can take your current annual spending and calculate 80% of that. If your annual spending is $50,000, you'll need about $40,000 per year in order to retire. A standard rule of thumb is that you can withdraw 4% of your savings each year in retirement. It might be higher or lower for different people and what they're invested in, their age group, and many factors, so that's why 4% is only a rule of thumb. While it's not perfect, it is a good estimate. To apply the 4% rule, multiply the amount of retirement income by 25 and that will tell you how much money you need. If you need $40,000 per year in income, you'd need roughly $1 million in investments without considering how much your Social Security benefit would be. Do you need health insurance? Employees often take advantage of employer-sponsored health insurance, but this presents a question. When you retire, how will you receive health coverage? You won't be eligible for Medicare until age 65, which could be a long way off if you're going to retire early. Many early retirees underestimate the cost of private health insurance, especially if they've always had it from their workplace. The last thing you want to do is retire at a young age only to have crippling healthcare costs ruin your plan. Don't forget to add the cost of health coverage to the annual income you'll need in retirement. If there's no reasonably priced option before you'll be eligible for Medicare, it might be best to stay at a job with benefits until then. What type of accounts do you have? Where your money is held will make a difference in the age that you'll be able to retire. In other words, retirement accounts have restrictions. Many people utilize a 401k if they're offered by their employer, but you're not allowed to access that money without penalty until the age of 59 and a half. Furthermore, once you turn age 72, you're required to begin withdrawing money even if you're happily still in the workforce. For someone planning on retiring early, they'll need accounts that have more freedom and fewer restrictions. Utilizing a regular brokerage account could increase your tax liability, but at least you'll have an account to withdraw from before you're able to withdraw from traditional retirement accounts. Maybe the entirety of your money is held in real estate, allowing you to retire as soon as you're financially able. Avoid retiring before your accounts allow, or it could cost you a 10% penalty. Will you keep saying, "one more year"? Even those who have enough money to retire commonly find themselves saying, "just one more year," meaning they'll stay on the job just a little bit longer. For some, one more year could make a significant difference in the enjoyment of their retirement. Working for another 12 months could allow your savings to increase by a large number. A $1 million portfolio should average about a 10% return each year. An extra 10% in portfolio value would mean 10% more annual income that would allow you to live more comfortably. Perhaps that extra money would allow you to travel and indulge rather than having to carefully budget. The problem arises when someone continues to do this year after year, even though they want to retire. You don't want to end up in a never-ending cycle. Although it would be great for your net worth, it might not allow you the time to do the things you've always wanted to. Plan ahead knowing this common behavior and stick to your plan. How will you be taxed? Taxation is another major consideration for retirement because it could eat up a large percentage of your income. With a 401k or IRA, your withdrawals will be taxed at ordinary income rates. If you utilize a Roth IRA, your distributions will be tax-free. Someone with $1 million in a traditional IRA will have a much different take-home pay than someone who is solely invested in a Roth account. Take a look at the current income brackets. By using your filing status and projected income bracket in retirement, you'll get a good idea of what you can expect to pay so you can plan accordingly. Remember that the brackets do occasionally change, and be prepared for those potential shifts. Taxable brokerage accounts also have different tax rates depending on what type of investments you own and how long you've owned them. Generally, you'll be taxed at capital gains rates, which could be as high as 20% depending on your income. As always, it's best to work with a CPA who has extensive knowledge of the complex tax code. What will your retirement look like? Everyone has different ideas of the perfect retirement. Some people want to relax and enjoy the results of their investments, while others would be perfectly happy working part-time and earning some extra income. Having an idea of your preference plays a big role in your decision. Obviously, someone that prefers to work will need less income in order to retire, but at some point, they might decide to fully retire. It's impossible to lay out a precise plan for your after-work years, but having a relatively clear idea of what you want it to look like will help you prepare.